One of the great things about the beef cattle industry is seeing multiple generations work together to care for the land while planning for the future. And that's a key factor with our next story, where a ranching family is focused on a sustainable approach to their operation. Our Region 7 winners are from South Dakota.
It's late afternoon and the cattle are on the move at Copriva Angus. This commercial and registered Angus operation is located in northeast South Dakota on the edge of the James River Valley. Jim and Karen Copriva founded the ranch and raised their son Lee and daughter Angela here. Today, Jim and Lee work every day to care for nearly 400 cows on 2,700 acres.
My wife and I bought this place here in '91. She is originally from this area, and so is her family. They've been here for 125 years. We started with 7 cows in 1984, and we've grown since then.
I'm the 5th generation. My dad and mom are the 4th generation. It is a family operation. Dad and I exchange labor back and forth and work together and make management decisions together.
Like many of their neighbors, the Coprivas were initially grain farmers. However, while much of the land in their area has been converted to crops, the Coprivas have bucked the trend and planted the majority of their acres back to native grasses.
There's cattle around, but we see an awful lot of ground being took out of the CRP and put back into crop production.
We realize that it's not the best suit for the land and the resources that we have available to farm it. And I think over the long term, it's really been beneficial to have grassland.
Rotational grazing has been key to maximizing production at Copriva Angus. The Coprivas worked with NRCS to install over 20,000 feet of cross fencing, which has allowed them to increase their cattle numbers.
The main part of our grazing scheme is to always have acres of the operation resting, not getting grazed. And so if you have the ability through fencing and water development to focus a group of cows in an area of the pasture and then graze it and then move them to another area and rest the area that you had prior grazed, that really is beneficial.
It's pretty amazing to talk to neighbors that were here in the area before we started, to have them say how many head of cattle were on a certain area of grass. And now today we can have about 3 or 4 times that many just by simply managing the resources, by fencing off areas, rotating the area that they're grazing, and being able to just manage those resources.
We actually improved the grass and improved our income off of that land. And so we've been very impressed with it. It takes a little bit of management, a little bit of materials, but the payoff is far greater. It's well worth it.
The Coprivas know another key to a successful grazing system is access to water. They've built or renovated 35 dams and dugouts to improve grazing distribution.
We've learned to be better and better managers of water. We've also learned that a dugout or a dam is a very good investment.
They are extremely open to new possibilities and to new ideas as far as conservation is concerned. They've taken a look at not only what it will do for them in the short term, but what it will do in the long term as well.
At Copriva Angus, they've made conservation a family tradition, and they're committed to creating a sustainable operation for future generations.
I hope that it continues to grow. I hope that we continue to learn from our environmental decisions, our stewardship decisions.
It pleases me that our management allows me to do what I know is right and protect the grass and take care of it and manage it and use it and still have the lifestyle I desire.
I think it's our duty here on earth to take care of the resources that we're given, and I really think that being a good steward is just part of life. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. If you can use the resources you have and take care of them, things will work out and you'll be working with Mother Nature instead of working against her.